Hey, Exotical darlings, this is Coco Exotical. Thank you for being here with me. Today we're going to talk about why ugly, overweight, bitter women can't stand the attractive new coworker. Why do some overweight, unattractive, bitter, insecure, miserable women at work love to pick on the beautiful, fit, intelligent, kind, younger looking women in the office? Yeah, we're going to talk about that BS today. So, real talk, some women see you walk into the room with confidence, curves in the right place, hair done, skin popping, and they don't even know you, but they instantly decide that they don't like you. Not because you did anything wrong, not because you did anything to them, not because you're actually a problem, but because your presence exposes everything that they don't like about themselves. And instead of working on themselves and elevating themselves and leveling up to their own, they decide to project their insecurities onto you and make you out to be the problem. So why do they act like this? It's because you put their insecurities on blast, right? Your mere existence is a mirror to their self-proclaimed inferiority. You're taking care of your body, you have clear glowing skin, you dress well, you're knowledgeable in your field, and you even look younger than your age, right? Meanwhile, they're sitting there bitter about letting themselves go and whatever else they let slide, and instead of fixing it and working towards improving themselves, they prefer to try to bring you down and try to dim your shine, right? For example, you put on a little bit of makeup and you dress well for work, and they're like, oh, why are you so dressed up? Where are you going? Or you're bringing a healthy lunch every day and they're rolling their eyes like, oh, here she goes again with her lettuce and her nasty green juice again, while they're sitting there eating a bunch of pizza and a bunch of burgers and burritos and all kinds of fattening stuff, right? And then they're sitting there talking about, oh, do you even eat real food? As if fruit and vegetables from God's green earth is not real food, right? Well, they're eating all that processed junk and you're eating stuff that actually grows from the ground and grows from the earth, right? So none of that judgment is actually about you or your clothing or your salad, right? It's about their own insecurities, and they're trying to shame you into lowering your standards that you've set for yourself over the years, right? They want to trigger you and try to get you to change and try to get you to act out of character so that they can prove that they have control over you, right? They're also jealous of any kind of attention that you get, whether it's wanted or unwanted, right? So if your manager or clients or random male coworkers compliment you or give you any kind of positive attention, then they get upset. And that's because the attention being directed towards you makes them feel invisible and unworthy, so they decide to make you out to be the problem. For example, if your manager compliments your efforts at work, all of a sudden, oh, you trying too hard, or you doing too much, right? In other words, they're just mad that you respect your position at work and that you're willing to put in effort where they choose to be lazy and do the bare minimum, right? That's why you'll come into work and you'll be new at the job, and after 3 months or after 6 months you get a promotion, and they've been in the same position for the past 10, 15 years because they're lazy and they don't want to try to work to improve themselves, right? And then they want to get jealous of you because you're coming in there and you actually care about your career and you actually want to level up in your career, and so you're doing what you're supposed to be doing while they've been sitting there on their lazy behinds this entire time not doing anything. And then they want to resent you for that, right? They want to resent you for trying to do the best for your life while they're sitting around doing nothing with theirs, wasting their life all these decades, right? So a lot of women are also really male-centered, right? So if you're the new person in the office and you start getting attention from all the dusty loser-ass male coworkers because you're the fresh meat in the office, right? Because you're new, and whether or not you want the attention from these guys or not, all of a sudden the old fat bitter Berthas in the office want to start giving you side-eye because the dusty-ass men that they've been trying to attract for years on end haven't paid them any attention. But because now you're the fresh meat in the office, all of a sudden all these men are flocking towards you when you have absolutely no interest in any of their attention or in talking with them or dealing with them at all. But the fact that they're flocking to you makes these ugly fat bitter Berthas envious of something that you don't even want in the first place, right? Maybe you have a boyfriend already, or you're already married, or you're not even interested in men, you're interested in women, right? But because you're new, you're fresh meat, everybody's flocking around you, right? All of these bitter old Berthas that have been sitting here trying to get these young men's attention, right? Y'all are 10, 20, 15 years older than these men trying to get their dusty ass attention, and they're not paying you any mind. They're paying you in the dust that they have, right? And then now they're giving, the new person attention just because they're new. It doesn't even matter. Like, the only fact is that, yeah, you're fresh meat, so they want to be paying attention to you. All of a sudden, these old bitter Berthas want to get mad at you for it, right? And you're sitting there like, I don't want Tyrone, I don't want Chad, I don't want Jose. You can have them all, right? I'm here for this money, and I'm here for this promotion. That's it, and that's all, right? You can go on and do the office fraternizing and the office, garbage. Like, I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't poop where I eat, all right? So Also, some of these bitter ass Berthas, right? They can't handle the fact that you look younger than you actually are, right? So they think that you're a lot younger than you are, but you actually aren't. But it's because you take care of yourself, right? It pokes at their ego because they let themselves go. They look 10 years older than they actually are when you actually look 10 years younger than you actually are. So they hate you for it as if it's your fault that they can't pick up the water and put down the fork and get in the gym and keep their hair and their skin and their makeup together, right? And so they want to hate you for looking good for your age, and then they want to try to son you and try to little girl you, right? And treat you like you're clueless, like you don't know what you're doing in your position in your job, right? When you're actually more educated than they are, you outrank them, or you make more money than them already, even though you're new in the office, right? And the truth is that they just hate you because you make them feel old and ugly and insecure because they chose not to take care of themselves, and they chose to put themselves last in life while you put yourself first, right? They want to act like it's your fault that they don't prioritize themselves and they let themselves go while you decide to prioritize yourself and keep up with your skincare routine and your hair care routine and your fitness and monitor what you're putting into your mouth so that you can keep your looks together while they let their looks fall by the wayside, right? And the real truth is that misery loves company as well, right? You got one bitter Bertha who starts chirping and complaining and talking all kinds of mess behind your back. And now all of a sudden you got a little mean girl club like you're in high school, right? Because they go around making up rumors and spreading lies about you and trying to turn everybody else against you just because they're bitter and jealous. And of course, right, their favorite target is going to be the new, the pretty, the confident woman who comes in and she loves herself and she doesn't come in broken down and beaten down the way that they are. And she's not going to allow some sad bitter Berthas to beat her down either, right? So all of a sudden you become the target because you care about yourself and you prioritize yourself and you take your job seriously, right? And sometimes they're overt with it, but other times they're more sneaky and covert with it, right? So they're gonna make snide comments about you, or they're gonna lie and they're gonna blame you for mistakes that you didn't even make, or they're gonna make up lies and talk behind your back or roll their eyes when you speak in meetings and doing things like that. And you're not imagining it, right? It's just that classic insecure hater behavior, okay? So how do you deal with these bitter loser ass Berthas, right, that are going around trying to bring you down at work? So first, you're not going to shrink yourself down for them at all. Keep on showing up, keep looking good, keep smelling good, keep doing your job well, and don't tone yourself down for anybody, right? Because just because they can't handle it, that's not your problem. That's their problem, right? Then you need to remain professional and consistent as well so that they don't have anything to pin on you, right? So document everything if they're trying to bully you or if they're trying to make slick comments or they're trying to be rude. So that you have receipts so that if they try to throw any dirt at you, they don't have anything to stick, right? And if you need it for HR later on, then you'll have all those receipts and you'll have all those documents that you need about what they've been doing to you and things that have been happening, right? Then you also got to kill them with kindness, right? So when they make slick ass comments, don't blow up at them. Don't try to tell them off. Don't do anything like that. Remain calm and classy. You can give them a little nice, nasty response back if you want. Get a clap back a little bit, but still remain calm, cool, and collected, right? Because nothing makes a hater more angry than them being unable to push you off your square, right? Than them being unable to bait you into acting out of character, because that's what they really want, right? And if you want to have a little fun with it, right, then you can give them like a little nice, nasty, slick comeback, right? So like if they make a backhanded comment about your body, like, oh, you're so skinny already, eating a burger won't hurt you, like you don't need to bring all that lettuce, that salad, and that nasty green juice all the time, whatever. Just say, oh, well, thank you for noticing. I work hard to take care of myself and I stay healthy and I appreciate the acknowledgement. So in translation, you're trying to tell them, hey, I'm disciplined, you're not, and you're pressed about it, right? Or if they keep on talking crap about the healthy lunches that you always bring or how you always look put together or what outfits you've been wearing and things like that, then you can say something like, dang, I didn't know that I was living rent-free in your head this entire time. You're monitoring what I'm wearing and what I'm bringing for lunch every day, right? Like call them out and embarrass them right back, because why are they monitoring you so hard, right? Why do they care so much about what you're eating and not eating? Why do they care so much about what you're wearing or not wearing, right? Focus on yourself and leave me alone, right? And also, like I said before, don't be afraid to report them to HR. If their pettiness turns into bullying or sabotage or harassment at work, don't be afraid to take it up to the chain and take it up to HR, right? That's why you should be documenting every instance of their bullying and their snide remarks, right? Don't let them get away with the BS, especially when you've done nothing wrong and it could potentially affect your livelihood, right? Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to play in your face and they're trying to get you fired just because they're jealous and because they've been sitting around doing nothing for decades on end in the same position at this job, and you're coming in and you're doing what you need to be doing because you have a goal to level up and to get your money together, right? And they don't like that. They're sitting around being lazy, and then they don't like to see the new person come in doing better than them, right? Also, don't ever let these haters bring you down, okay? If you weren't a threat, if you weren't glowing, if you weren't doing something right, if you weren't the upgrade in the room, then they wouldn't even try to bother with you, right? People don't try to bring down someone that they think is already beneath them, right? So their jealous and hateful behavior is actually a backhanded compliment towards you. You're showing them what's actually possible. And instead of using you as inspiration and motivation, they're going to crumble into the dust that they are, and they want to try to destroy you instead. So that's their low self-esteem problem, not yours, right? That's not your burden to carry. That's for them to figure out, okay? So just keep on doing what you're doing, keep on shining, and pay the haters in dust, right? Keep your head high, keep your standards higher, and don't ever let immature, insecure, bitter Berthas trick you into dimming your light, right? Anyways, so what do you think? Have you ever experienced people like this in the workplace or even amongst your own friends or family members? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.